quickly let us consider one or two examples on this. The example here says A and B are two sets of a traffic light on a road. The probability that a car stops by the light A is 0.4. The probability that a car stops by light A is 0.4. These are the conditional. If a car is stopped by light A, then the probability that the car is not stopped by light B is 0.7. I come again. If a car is stopped by light A, then the probability that the car is not stopped by light B is 0.7. Okay. If this is a second condition, if a car is not stopped by light A, then the probability that the car is not stopped by light B is also 0.2. And lastly, the question now says complete the probability tree. Complete the probability tree diagram for this information. Now, to start with it, this one represents probability that light A stops the car, and it is given in the question. The probability that a car stopped by light A is 0.4. So you are expected to come here and put your 0.4. While the second one says we are looking at this probability that we are looking at this now, that light A does not stop the car. If stopping the car is 0.4, not stopping the car is the same as 1 minus 0.4. Of course, that should be 0.6. Then next to that is, how do we fail this? That is when A is stopped and B is stopped. Now let's go to the question again. If a car is stopped by A, then the probability that the car is not stopped by B is 0.7. So if A light has stopped the car, the probability that the car is not stopped by light B is 0.7. So this is not stopped by light B. Not stopped by light B is given to be 0.7. 0.7. So subtracting 0.7 from 1 will give us 0.3, which eventually becomes the probability that if a light A stops the car, B will also stop the car. So we have the other part also. The condition says again here that if a car is not stopped by light A, that is talking about not stopped by light A, the probability that the car is not stopped by B is 0.2. So if it is not stopped, if A does not stop the car, the probability that the car is not also stopped by light B, not stopped by light B, is 0.2. So not stop is here 0.2, not stop. So if this is 0.2, this becomes 0.8. If you subtract 0.2 from 1, that will give you 0.2. So the question, we are done with the first aspect of the question. The second aspect says Mark now as a person drove along this route. He was stopped by just one of the sets of traffic light. Now this is the question: is it more likely that he was stopped by light B? Is it more likely that he was stopped by light B? So we are going to be considering all the result here. So when he was stopped by light B, here, so that is talking about when A stops the car, B also stops the car. That is the same as 0.4 times 0.3, which will give us 0.12. So this is saying again that it does not stop, so we are not bothered about that. It stops again here. Stops here is also saying that we have 0.6, that is not stop by A but stops by B, will give us 0.6 times 0.8, and of course this should give us 0.442. okay, 0.48, which is higher than this one. So if we have this, the result of this one is 0.6 times 0.2. This will give us 0.12, while this other one is 0.4 times 0.7 will give us 0.32, of which this is the one that is closer, or the closest to 1. So that simply means it is more likely, that it was stopped by light B. So I think you have gotten the point. Well, when you resume, we're going to be talking more on that. The question says, is it more likely? So we have looked at the various options here. This is 0.12, this is 0.32, this is 0.48, this is 0.12. So it is mostly like it is more likely that Mark was stopped by what? Traffic light B. So which is talking about here. Not stop here, stop here, not stop, or stop and not stop. So from here, I think we should be able to understand the basic concept. Though what IGCSE mostly has is filling in the available space, and in the situation whereby the values are not given to you, you still have to remember the formula I first given to you, first given to you here, which is talking about, if this is not given, you should know that this is talking about B and A over A. This is not B and A over A. This is B and not A over not A, and so on and so